And welcome everyone to another presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg and our sideline reporter David Aldridge. We'll see the Indiana Pacers defending home turf. We are nearly ready for the tip-off, but first, let's...
Well, Brett Brown last season received an extension on his contract as head coach.
Thanks, David. He's paid his dues. He deserves to see it through.
And, you know, talking about pace, the Pacers have sped theirs up the last 3 seasons now. They were the 6th slowest team back in 2013. Last season, they were in the top 10 fastest.
And it's going to be the Pacers off the tip. Now a look at Philadelphia's starting lineup. Simmons and Okafor together down low. Jared Bayless is out there with Henderson, and it's Covington in at the 3 spot. Ellis dishes to George. Will not go. This is off the front iron. And a big part of playing faster is about personnel. Pacers with the more mobile front court and a lot of athleticism on the wings.
Well, it's really where the league seems to be going, and I love it as a basketball fan. Up-tempo, high-octane pace of play is entertaining. When you look at the Pacers, despite their quicker, smaller lineup, they still do a good job of rebounding the ball. Still in the top half of the league in terms of rebounding percentage last season.
Screen by Young. Off the screen. Misses off the left iron.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
Boy, I love to see Covington blast off the floor. He's so good at reading angles and making himself a target in transition.
1:46 left in the first quarter. George with no one around. Knocks down the 3 ball. George has got himself on the board with 3 there.
Offensively, he can be the engine that drives them at any given time.
Okafor with the screen on Young. Here's Simmons. Takes a big high bounce and goes in.
And really with Simmons, the guy just has everything, including the soft mid-range jump shot.
Teague left side. Outside, George lets it go from deep. And it's George again missing.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track. No one to blame on that one but himself. You get looks like that, you've got to take it down.
George missing again.
He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
Simmons, and he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
Really like watching Simmons go to work down low with his length and strength. There aren't many guys that can keep up with him.
Screen by Young. In the corner, George with it. Yes, and it's Ellis picking up the assist. And that's now 6 points for Paul George. The 76ers lead. They set the pick. Feeds it to Covington. We've got 13 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. And it's Okafor missing. Young passes to George. Young.
You know, those are the plays where you really see Young's quickness off the floor. He's got a great, quick second jump, which leads to second chance scores.
It's a tie game in Indiana. And back in a moment as we'll get underway with quarter number 2. Hey, talk to Monte Ellis. He says he feeds off his doubters. He loves to hear someone say what he can't do.
I think I had that all my life. I always had to prove somebody wrong, and, you know, still to this day. That's just the competitiveness that I believe my oldest brother built into me when I was little.
And Monte Ellis is still trying to prove people wrong now in Dallas after their quick exit from the playoffs a season ago. It's been a decade in the league now for this very talented guard.
And that kind of relentless determination is something Monte is known for. And one of the reasons he's been around for a decade in the NBA as a consistently good player.
Well, it's been a tight one so far as we get the second quarter going back here. And let's quickly break down the game, guys, we have seen from Indiana. What do you think?
The roof is up right now, guys. It's raining in here. A lot of threes through the first.
Hey, sometimes when it rains, it pours, and they have not let up from beyond the arc.
They've got C.J. Miles Turner out there with Allen. Then there's Rodney Stuckey, and it's Young in at the point. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Pacers. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Al Jefferson is now well known for his footwork, but he says he was a willing student when he first broke into the league. He said, when I got to Boston, I stole Paul Pierce's ball fake. In Minnesota, Tom Gugliotta used to kick my butt every day in practice with his turnaround jumper, so I stole that. Everyone I go against, if I like something they do, I steal it, put it in my own form. Evan?
Imitation, the highest form of flattery. Thanks, D.A. And Turner kicks to Young. Some nice passing here by Indiana. Shot from 12. Stuckey can't get it to go. 1:49 left to play here in the half. The leader. And again, it's Philadelphia. Pacers trail by 4. Young outside. The dish to Stuckey from deep. Kept alive by Indiana. Here's Turner. And a great job by the D contesting that shot and forcing the miss. Coach is liking what he's seeing from his offense.
And guys, they put the defense on the defensive.
For Indiana, they've gotten only one of their first 4 shots in the second quarter to drop. And that one, good.
Exceptional skills for Turner down in the paint. This guy, I think, has the potential to be a dominant player inside for a lot of years.
So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Thaddeus Young, he's checked in for Lavoy Allen. Paul George comes in for C.J. Miles. Ellis is checked in for Rodney Stuckey. And it's Teagan for Joseph Young. And Philadelphia will go for a different look here. Okafor is checked in for Joel Embiid. Sarge comes in for Nerlens Noel. Simmons checked in for Grant. And Nick Stauskas is subbed in for Luwawu. Here's Okafor. And the rebound goes to the Pacers. And here's Young. Over in the corner, Ellis. From downtown, off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
And Ellis launching the three-point shot. Look, he's a sniper with a feel for the long ball at times.
It's stolen by T. Shot and game clock separated by 5. And there's Ellis. That's good on the assist by T. Ellis has got 5 now.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync. Tremendous communication and awareness.
Rodriguez right side. The 76ers with another miss.
Major defensive lapse right there. And he's not a player you can leave open for a jump shot. You got to stay attached to him. They're lucky he couldn't punish them for it.
And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that has been very close so far. It's the Pacers. They stormed through the end of the quarter on a 9-0 run. We'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, folks. Ernie Johnson here along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We're going to break down all the action from the first half. For the Pacers, the first quarter was pretty even. Nothing seemed to give way on either side of the scoring column as they wrapped up the period all knotted up. They asserted themselves nicely in the second quarter and now have a fairly comfortable 5-point lead here at halftime. And Kenny, what'd you think about what we saw from Indiana?
Well, so far, they've taken care of their business here at home. It's something you might expect, but it's not a given. We'll see if they can keep that up in the second half.
Shaq, what'd you think about Philadelphia?
Well, they remind me of Arizona. They were flat defensively. They didn't collapse at the end. They allowed over 50% shooting. I expect them to come out much more aggressive in the second half and try to take the lead early on.
That concludes our halftime presentation. We now take you back to Kevin Harlan for the second half.
Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half.
Looking at the game for George, he has 8 points, and he's hit the mark twice from three-point range as well.
And Clark, it's no stretch to say the more points he gives them from beyond the arc, the better off they'll be.
The 76ers trail by 5. And the new practice facility and basketball operations center at the Sixers starting this season right across the Delaware River.
It's actually in a different state, strangely enough, Camden, New Jersey. It's the biggest practice facility in the NBA. And the Sixers building the team up on and off the court.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. Taking a look at the 76ers. Simmons and Okafor together down low. Henderson out there with Jared Bayless, and it's Covington in at the 3 spot. No good from Simmons. Pacers leading by 5. Inside, Okafor with the steal. Now here's Bayless. D right on him. And that one's good by Henderson. Henderson's got his first basket.
Yeah, and guys, with Simmons, you get it all. The shooting, the rebounding, and the passing.
There's a good screen. Here's George. Okafor grabs the miss.
Boy, there was no hand in his face right there. I thought for sure he was going to knock that down.
Here's Henderson. Can't hit from 12.
He's not necessarily a strong inside presence, but he needs to polish those chances off.
11 feet away. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. 10 points for Paul George.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Almost no chance of that shot going in.
Yeah, there were a lot of other places he could have gone with the basketball instead of forcing that shot.
2 minutes gone in this third quarter now. And Philadelphia decides to take their first timeout right here. So Indiana ends up with a new group on the floor. .102 left in the third. Rodriguez passes to Embiid. got a piece of it. Turner with the steal. And a fast break now for the Pacers. Young's running, and now it's a double-digit lead. And now a 10-point Pacer lead.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
Philadelphia moving the ball around. Young with the steal. Here's Allen. Nice work on the boards, paying off with the basket. And the Pacers lead by 12.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Well, you take a look at all of the stats, the team stats, that is, and that's one of the many areas that they've had the advantage. And as a result, they've got a big lead.
Stuckey outside. Unloads from 13. And again, it's Indiana.
Explosive speed on his way to the basket, which you have to admire, in addition to his aggressiveness from Stuckey.
And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. It's the Pacers leading by 14. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Indianapolis. Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. Pacers leading by 14. Monte and George filling out the perimeter. Miles Turner out there with Jefferson, and it's Teague in at the one spot. So that's the group out there for Indiana. Passes it to Henderson. The 15-footer. That one goes in. Henderson's got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for the 76ers. Indiana's gone 4-6 from outside the arc tonight. Ellis dishes to Teague. Ellis with the screen for Teague. Ellis goes in. Outside for George. Trying his luck deep. They get it again. Jefferson banked in off the glass. And the Pacers lead by 14.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
And Bayless kicks to Covington. Shoots the three. It's hauled in by George. George has got 3 rebounds now in this one. We've got 1:55 left in the fourth quarter. Ellis the pass to Turner. 6 on the shot clock. Teague with a clean look. That ball. Nice speed that time from Turner.
And really, I like the fact that even with the big lead, they never coasted.
To me, that's a sign of a really good team, Greg, because you should always be playing against the game and yourself. I know there's an opponent out there, but when you have a lead, it's all about continuing to execute. Do what you do and stay true to that. And I like that aggressiveness and full speed ahead kind of attack that they have.
Here's Ellis. Pulled the shot a little up, but the bounce goes his way.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority. Very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for Indiana.
Their inside game was what secured them the win tonight.
They had their way in the paint, and those are all high percentage shots, but the defense couldn't stop them from getting down low. I mean, when you look at the stats, you'll see just how dominant a game this was for George. There wasn't much they could do to slow him down as he was converting every good chance he got.
There's the pick. Pass to Covington. Launches a three. The rebound by Turner. This has been a one-sided affair.
Yeah, they've done a nice job of extending their lead and maintaining that intensity level.
Ellis against Henderson. Ellis dishes to George. And the shot no good, a bit short. Here's Covington. Now the pass to Bayless. He dishes it to Embiid. Lets the three fly. So no problem for Indiana as they get the win. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance, particularly here at home. It's a great feeling when you play almost a perfect game and to have that crowd be so pumped up.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks very much, Paul. Congrats on the win. Where is your team's attitude right now?
Continue to, play together, and we can just stick to that. Keep working, staying confident, keep defending, and knocking shots down. We'll be all right.
Looked like it all came together tonight, Paul. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for being with us. We'll see you next time.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you so much, Kevin. And with this one in the books, we're ready to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Paul George. He's their go-to guy for a reason. You saw exactly why tonight. Just another memorable performance from one of the game's best players.
The first word that comes to mind for Paul George is complete. He's a complete basketball player on both ends of the court. Defensively, offensively, he drives the train for both.
He was dominant, throwing one haymaker after another, and the crowd absolutely loved it. They were eating it up. It's a love affair between him and this city, especially when he's tearing it up like that. He delivered a beauty tonight.
And that's it for tonight. But we've got a whole new NBA season ahead of us. For Shaquille O'Neal, for Kenny the Jet.